AIMCAT-1320 question number 6. It says two person A and B start simultaneously from P and Q. So they are starting simultaneously and going in the opposite direction. A meets B at a distance of 60 meters from P for the first time. This is the place they meet for the first time. After A reaches Q, B reaches P, they go in the opposite direction, and it's given that they meet for the second time at a point which is 40 meters from the Q. So these are the fixed things. The first meeting is at a point this, which is 60 meters from P, and this distance is 40. We are supposed to find out the distance PQ. Now, instead of doing the usual calculation, we can use the options one by one. For example, the first option is 160. That means this distance is 160. This is 60, this is 40. That means R and S will become 60. Now, we have used this. Since they are starting simultaneously, whenever they meet, they are traveling for same time duration. Now, when time is constant, the ratio of the speed should be equal to the ratio of the respective distances they travel. So, when they meet for the first time, A is traveling 60 meters, B is traveling 100 meters. If I assume that 160 meters is the answer, A in the first meeting is traveling 60 meters and B is traveling 100 meters. For the second meeting, that means this becomes the ratio of the speed. This is the distance they are traveling, which is same as the ratio of the speed. Now they are not changing their speed. So when they meet for the second time and I do the same thing, I should get the same ratio of the speed if 160 is my answer. They meet here. For the second meeting, A is traveling this distance, which is 100 plus 40. 40. For the same meeting here, B is traveling 60 plus 120, 60 plus 120, which is 180 meters, and you can check that these ratios are not equal. That means I reject 160 as my answer. I can check 100 meters similarly. Let's check how 140 becomes the answer. If I assume that the total distance is 140, that means this from here to here is 140. So this is already 60, this is 40. This distance becomes 40 meters. And let's do the same thing. For the first meeting, B travels a distance of 60 meters and A travels a distance of 60 meters, B is traveling a distance of 80 meters. So this becomes the ratio of their speed. When they meet for the second time, A is traveling 40 plus 40 plus 40, which is 120 meters. B is traveling 60 plus 60 plus 40, which comes to 60 to 120, 160. And you can easily check both the ratio reduces to 3 by 4. So the ratio of the speed is maintained. I can safely assume that 140 meters. My assumption that 140 meters is the total distance.